Hi, I'm Paul Quinn, Vice President of Sales for Ellicott Dredges. Really, the entire time I've been at Ellicott, which is beginning in 2002, I've been in charge of our sales and marketing. Global, so worldwide, including domestic, and making sure Ellicott has as much exposure as possible and for the products that we're targeting to sell. So, and again, it is worldwide for whether standard dredges, custom dredges, all types. It's interesting how the markets totally evolve and come and go and emerge and go away, every year or 2 years. Some of the highlights have been in beginning about 2004, the emergence of West Africa as a huge market. And a lot of that was tied into oil prices, which brought a lot of money, a lot of dollars, and a lot of prosperity to oil-producing countries in West Africa, Nigeria in particular. So for several years, that was a huge market for Ellicott that got a lot of attention and was a really good market, and it was good for Ellicott. And the type of dredges they purchased there were ones that were ideally suited for us. So that was, and they're great people to deal with. There's still very strong personal ties to a lot of these customers. Another real interesting market was Iraq. Right after the Gulf War, there was a huge amount of attention, money, priority given to redeveloping their water resources for irrigation, for drinking water, and that required a lot of trips to Iraq in the period of starting in 2004. I think the last time I went was 2011. That was maybe 2012. Really interesting because this was a country that had gone through a war, and prior to that, they had a government that was strictly actually opposed to spending any money on their water resources. It caused a lot of problems for the agriculture industry because of the lack of irrigation. So it was really interesting, fulfilling to see a government take responsibility to correct something and pour resources into it and see the need for dredges. Ellicott, we try to be much more than just a dredge supplier to the industry. We spend a lot of time and effort and resources to really understand the industry, which is why we go to events like these, and we go to them all over the world, and I do in India and Bangladesh and in any number of countries. We try to be very responsive to the marketplace by understanding the marketplace. And that means going to the marketplace. It means putting an effort to, for example, what are the trends in the United States? And even, are there going to be any political initiatives that might impact the business? And how do we change our products to match new trends, upcoming trends? That's pretty important. It isn't just we're sitting in Baltimore with a factory or two and building products we want to build, and we really try to be an integral part of the industry and make sure what we're offering is acceptable to everyone and being able to respond. That's sometimes a forgotten part when you're a supplier of big heavy machinery. It's not always realized. that we try to be a very in-depth supplier. When you come to shows like this, people don't come up to the booth and buy a dredge. We're here because we want to see everyone, we want everyone to know we're involved, and we want to know what's happening in the industry. So that's one of the things. Another thing, and one that isn't as well known about Ellicott as it should be, and you touched on it with this very large dredge for Saudi, we do those regularly. Unfortunately, we tend to be thought of at times as the guys that make the smaller standard model dredges and have them available from stock. And we're very good at that. But a very important part of our business is building very large custom equipment to specifications. This job we sent to Saudi Arabia is a good example. We've sent some big custom barges up to Canada that take, just years almost to design. Very big and heavy. Over the past year, we've supplied quite a few custom dredges, which are not just our own standard model, they're ones built to customer specifications. And I think we want to highlight that. We're very well known for the standard product, having dredges in inventory, but that's not our only business.